Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going deep into the world of AI and search engines.
Super interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's really cutting edge stuff. And specifically, we're looking at Google's new Gemini platform.
Right.
This platform is being talked about as a game changer for research and finding information online.
For sure.
Our main source for this deep dive is a brand new article from Infobay,
Okay.
a major online newspaper in Latin America.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And this article was just published December 12, 2024.
So it's really fresh.
Yeah, so we're right on the cutting edge with this one.
Right.
The article really zeroes in on Gemini's new deep research feature,
Okay.
which uses the advanced Gemini 2.0 AI model.
Right.
And this deep research, it's promising to end that dreaded research rabbit hole. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've all been there.
Endless clicking and browsing.
So many tabs open.
Yeah. Does deep research actually live up to the hype?
Well, it really seems like a huge step forward. So tell me, imagine I need to research something really complex,
Okay.
like the impact of autonomous vehicles on a city's infrastructure.
Right.
Instead of spending hours clicking through pages and opening endless tabs trying to piece it all together,
Right.
what if I just asked Gemini a question?
Exactly. That's the idea.
And then what happens?
Well, with Gemini's deep research, it doesn't just give you a list of links.
Oh, okay.
It actually goes way deeper.
Interesting.
It uses AI to analyze a ton of data,
Okay.
pulls out the key information,
Uh-huh.
and then it presents you with a fully organized report.
Oh, wow.
And get this, it even includes the sources cited and ready for you to download as a Google Doc.
That's incredible. So it's not just finding information.
Right.
It's about getting a deep understanding without all that legwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the revolutionary part. It saves so much time for researchers,
Students, analysts.
anyone who needs information, really.
The article compares traditional searching with deep research. And the difference is pretty mind-blowing. It's like having your own personal research assistant.
Right, one that can handle those mountains of data.
And just gives you the best insights.
And it goes even deeper than that.
Really?
Yeah, the Gemini 2.0 model that powers deep research.
Okay.
It doesn't just throw information at you.
No.
It actually creates a personalized research plan
Oh, wow.
based on your specific question.
That's cool.
It refines its searches as it learns more,
Interesting.
digging deeper and deeper until it's built a really comprehensive report.
So if I asked Gemini to research, let's say, the future of virtual reality in healthcare, it would analyze all the latest advancements.
Current trends, potential applications,
Yeah.
ethical considerations, the whole picture.
And put it all together in a nice, neat package.
Exactly. You'd get a snapshot of where VR in healthcare is now,
Okay.
and also projections for the future, what the challenges are, the opportunities,
Yeah.
and what the experts are saying.
That is incredible. You could go from having a vague question to a deep understanding, all thanks to AI.
That's the power of it.
This is mind-blowing stuff. But let's get practical for a second.
Sure.
How do you actually activate this deep research feature?
Well, it's actually surprisingly simple.
Okay, good.
According to the article, you go to the Gemini page,
Okay.
select Gemini 1.5 Pro with deep research,
Uh-huh.
and then just type in your research question.
That's it.
That's it.
Awesome. And it's not just for desktops, right?
You're right. They're launching a mobile app version early 2025.
Wow. So you'll be able to use deep research anywhere.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Oh.
Now, the article also mentions that Gemini 2.0 has other major upgrades coming beyond just deep research.
Right. We've only scratched the surface here.
So deep research is just the beginning.
It is. There's so much more to this platform.
Okay, so what else can this thing do?
Well, what makes Gemini 2.0 really groundbreaking is its multimodal capability.
Multimodal, what does that mean?
It means it can work with more than just text.
Oh, okay, so what?
In practical terms, it can understand and process information from lots of different sources. Images, videos, audio data, and it can generate outputs in different forms too.
Oh, wow. So it's not just text-based reports.
Right. You could get visualizations,
Presentation.
even audio summaries.
Wow. So let's say I asked Gemini 2.0 to research the impact of climate change on a specific region.
Okay.
It could analyze scientific articles,
Wow.
satellite images,
Climate models.
even news reports.
Yeah.
And then it could give me a report that includes graphs,
Maps.
maybe even a narrated video
It's like having a whole research team
that can analyze all this data.
and present it in a way that makes sense.
That's incredible.
Huh?
Imagine the possibilities in other fields.
Education, healthcare, scientific research.
It seems like Gemini 2.0 could totally change how we interact with information.
It really could.
But I'm also curious about how it works technically.
Okay.
How is it able to process all these different types of data so fast?
Well, that's where the 2.0 comes in. This latest version of the Gemini model is much more powerful and versatile.
So it's not just about new features like deep research,
Right.
but about improvements to the underlying AI.
Exactly. And these improvements let Gemini 2.0 do some pretty amazing things.
Like what?
Like analyzing and synthesizing information from all those different sources, creating personalized research plans.
And generating all kinds of outputs.
That's a big leap forward.
This is all really fascinating. But before we dive too deep into the technical stuff,
Okay.
let's talk about the real-world implications of all this.
Yeah.
How is this going to actually change the way we work, learn, and create?
That's a great question. And it's a big one.
We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
I think it's time to take a break.
That's good.
We'll continue our deep dive in part 2,
Looking forward to it.
where we'll explore those broader implications and how all this might shape the future of research
Education.
and even creativity.
It's going to be interesting.
See you then.
See you in part 2.
Okay, so last time we were digging into Google's Gemini platform.
Right. All the cool stuff it can do.
Yeah, the deep research feature the multimodal capabilities.
Pretty impressive tech.
But it's not just about the technology itself, right?
No, definitely not.
It's about what this means for us, for society.
Exactly. The bigger picture.
So what kind of impact are we talking about here?
Well, if AI can actually make research easier and faster,
Yeah,
it could change who has access to knowledge.
that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. It's
Right.
something we've never really seen before.
So you're saying it's not just scientists and academics who would benefit?
Right. It's everyone. Students, entrepreneurs, anyone who's curious and wants to learn.
I can see that, especially for education.
Definitely.
Especially in places where people might not have good libraries or schools.
It could really level the playing field.
It could.
Yeah.
But, every new technology has its downsides.
Right. Of course. We have to be realistic.
What about misinformation, for example?
Yeah, that's a big one.
If AI is pulling information from everywhere.
How do we know it's accurate? Unbiased.
Exactly. It's a real concern.
The developers of these platforms have to make fact-checking a priority
Absolutely.
and be transparent about how the AI works.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement. But we can't forget to be critical.
Think about the potential problems.
For sure. And what about access?
Right.
What if you need an expensive subscription or a super powerful computer?
Exactly. The benefits might not reach everyone.
And that could actually make things worse.
It could widen the gap between those who have and those who don't.
It's like with social media in a way.
Yeah.
It was supposed to connect people.
Spread information.
But we've seen how it can be used in harmful ways.
For sure.
AI is super powerful.
Incredibly powerful.
But we need to make sure it's used for good.
We need to guide its development as a society.
So we need to be having these conversations
Absolutely open and honest conversations.
about the risks and the benefits.
And how to minimize the negative impacts.
And this isn't just a conversation for tech companies.
No, it's for everyone.
Educators,
Policymakers.
everyday users.
We all have a responsibility.
What about the impact on jobs?
Ah, yes. The big question.
A lot of people are worried about AI taking over.
Understandably so.
It's likely that some jobs will be automated,
That's true.
but I also think it creates new opportunities to
Right.
focus on things AI can't do, like creativity,
Critical thinking.
complex problem solving.
Exactly.
So it's not humans versus AI.
right.
It's about figuring out how we can work together.
Finding that balance.
How can AI help us?
Instead of replacing us
We need to be adaptable.
and willing to learn new skills.
Lifelong learning is going to be so important.
More important than ever.
The only constant is change, right?
That's for sure.
And AI is just the latest example
Of technology changing the world.
changing everything around us.
And it's happening so fast.
It's mind-blowing. Just imagine AI helping us solve climate change.
Or poverty.
It's possible.
It is. But we have to be responsible.
Technology is a tool.
That's all it is.
And we decide how to use it.
That's the key.
How do we navigate all of this as individuals, though?
It's a good question.
Well, I think we need to stay informed
Absolutely.
about these new developments.
And what they might mean for us.
We need to understand what we're dealing with.
Right.
And we need to be part of the conversation.
Speak up about responsible AI.
We can't just be passive.
We have to actively shape how AI fits into our lives.
Ask questions.
Challenge assumptions.
Be willing to adapt.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. It can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it's also exciting.
It is. We're on the cusp of something huge.
Something transformative.
It's a time of great change.
And possibility.
And it's up to us to make sure it's a good future.
Okay. Before we move on,
Sure.
let's just recap the impact of AI on society.
Okay.
We talked about access to knowledge,
Right.
but also fact-checking.
Making sure everyone benefits.
We talked about the job market.
And the need for new skills.
And most importantly, ethical AI development.
That's crucial.
This is a shared responsibility.
It is.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but there's still more to explore.
There is.
In part 3, we're going to look at specific examples
Oh, that's interesting.
of how Gemini and other AI platforms are being used
Okay.
in education healthcare research.
Real world examples.
I can't wait to see how it's all playing out.
Me neither.
Join us next time as we continue our deep dive.
Into the future of search.
See you then.
See you on part 3.
Welcome back to the show. For the last 2 parts of this deep dive,
Yeah?
we've been exploring all the facets of Google's Gemini platform.
Right.
Its deep research, those incredible multimodal capabilities. And we even took a look at the potential societal impacts.
Both the good and the bad.
Exactly. Now, this InfoBay article we've been using,
Yeah.
it doesn't give specific examples,
Okay.
but it hints at some pretty exciting applications.
Like what?
Well, one that immediately jumps out is education.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine AI creating personalized learning plans.
Right.
Tailored to each student's strengths and interests.
Wow. That could be revolutionary.
It really could, especially for students who struggle in a traditional classroom.
I see what you mean.
AI tutors answering questions in real time,
Okay.
providing feedback, adapting the learning material as the student progresses.
It's like having a personal learning companion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to replace teachers.
Right.
It could free up their time to focus on more important things.
Like mentoring and individualized instruction.
Yeah. It's about finding ways for AI and humans to work together.
To create a better experience for everyone.
And the possibilities go way beyond the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
The article mentions healthcare, too.
Okay.
A field that's ripe for disruption.
Definitely.
Imagine AI helping doctors diagnose diseases.
By analyzing medical images and patient data.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That could lead to earlier, more accurate diagnoses.
Which could even save lives.
And what about research?
Right.
Imagine AI helping researchers develop new treatments.
Analyzing huge data sets.
Finding patterns we might have missed.
The potential is huge.
What about other fields of research? Could Gemini 2.0 be useful there?
Absolutely. Imagine scientists using AI to analyze data from telescopes.
Particle accelerators?
Climate models.
It's like giving them a superpower.
They could make incredible discoveries so much faster.
And AI could be crucial in helping us tackle climate change.
Right?
Remember how we talked about Gemini 2.0 analyzing all that data to help us understand climate change?
Yeah.
Now imagine it being used to model different scenarios.
To predict future trends.
That kind of insight would be invaluable.
It would. It's amazing to think about how AI could help us solve these big problems.
It is. But we also have to remember that this is still early days for AI.
It's true.
These are just glimpses of what might be possible.
We're still figuring out the best way to use this technology.
And how to deal with the ethical questions.
It's a work in progress.
So we have to stay informed.
Ask the tough questions.
Make sure AI is developed and used responsibly.
Absolutely. The future of AI is being written right now.
And we're all part of that story.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay. It looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive.
In a Gemini 2.0 and the future of search.
We've covered a lot of fascinating ground.
We have, from the technical details to the potential impacts.
And all the amazing real-world applications.
It's been quite a journey.
I hope you've learned a lot about this powerful technology.
And how it's going to transform how we do research.
How we learn.
And how we interact with the world around us.
More importantly, I hope we've sparked your curiosity.
And encouraged you to think critically about AI.
Because the future of AI isn't predetermined.
It's shaped by the choices we make today.
The questions we ask, the conversations we have.
So stay curious.
Stay informed.
Stay engaged.
The future is full of possibilities.
And it's up to all of us to make it a good one.
So keep exploring.
Keep learning.
And keep diving deep.
Until next time.